Hey, hey, it's a beautiful day. Hey, hey, it's a beautiful day. Hey, it's a beautiful day. Hey, hey, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's so beautiful. What's going on, all you amazing, beautiful, incredible, inspiring, creative beings out there? My name is SeaJay, and today we're going to talk about emotions, and more so, how we can allow our emotions to create our world instead of letting our world create our emotions. Okay? And I'll go in depth on how we can perceive our emotions so that we're creating a desirable world instead of creating a chaotic, challenging world. Okay? So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. Cayenne and lemon. Simple detox tea. Alright. Listen. So the title of this video, Stop Feeling Guilty for Having Negative Emotions. Okay? We came into this physical reality in these physical costumes to feel, see, taste, hear, okay, smell. All of our senses are magical. We should not be condemning ourselves and suppressing ourselves and our emotions because of who we naturally are. Who you are and what you feel is purposeful and filled with so many benefits if you could just see it. When we do begin to think that the emotions that we're feeling and the experiences we're going through are adventitious, or they're unneeded, or they're not right, then we will begin to create a reality for ourselves that is challenging, chaotic, confusing, undesirable. Because our beliefs, the things we think continuously, creates our physical reality. It is absolutely necessary. It is imperative that we analyze ourselves and the beliefs that we hold, whether they're beliefs that were given to us from our upbringing, our parents, our pastor, a certain religion, somebody we look up to, people on the internet, people on TV. Analyze every belief you have, whether it's something spiritual or religious, or even if it's a belief that these types of people act this way, or I should be this way because of who I am and who my parents are, or I am ugly, I am pretty, who am I? Am I good enough? Will my life get better? What does people think about me? Why do I feel this way? It would be in your favor to redirect the beliefs you have into a more uplifting, exciting, positive direction. Because you are the creator of your reality. Nobody else. Nothing outside of you. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care what book told you. Nothing outside of you is creating your reality besides for you. Okay? And who you are can go into a whole nother tangent, okay? Because you are not just your physical body. But we'll talk about that in another video. So when it comes to your emotions that either you're creating yourself or you allow other people to create for you, make sure in your mind you know the reason behind why you're having that emotion is purposeful, is benefiting you in some way. Your emotions are one of the most influential ways we as physical beings create our reality. So when we have emotions and we tie the reason for us having the emotion into a negative reason, or a self-deprecating reason, or a blameful reason, the reality we begin to create becomes harsh, difficult, challenging, discordant, and confusing. Okay. Now, it's important to note to not bypass or ignore emotions because of a fear of creating a negative life. Okay, you ignoring you feeling sad or angry because you're like, well, if I start feeling angry, I'm gonna invite more angry things into my life. Now, although that may be more beneficial than sitting in the anger or the sadness and wallowing in the sadness, there's more beneficial ways to handle your emotions that will bring you more delicious, exciting, and fulfilling outcomes. Okay? So I'm gonna give you kind of step by step a process to help you recognize your emotion, put it to a beneficial use, and integrate it into your future. So that way, whenever you do have emotions that aren't the most desirable, you're not feeling uneasy or guilty about having them. You're feeling excited, okay? And you'll create a more positive, beneficial life from here on out, okay? Because it is your birthright to be free, to be happy, to enjoy this life. We didn't come here to be angry and disappointed in ourselves. We came here to have fun and to experience magic, because you are a magical being. So let's get into these steps. First, acknowledge the emotion you're having. So you could say, I feel angry. I feel jealous. I feel sad. Okay, you can call it a name: angry, jealous, sad. You can picture an object, a shadow, or whatever however you want to identify that emotion. First, acknowledge the emotion. The next step, analysis. You should discover the reason behind why you're having that emotion. You create the reason every time. So make it a beneficial, purposeful reason as to why you're having the emotion. So, for example, I feel angry because I'm learning a lesson of what no longer serves me. Or I feel sad because I really care about myself and I notice that what I am or they are doing is not serving me. Even though in your ego, you may want to say, well, I'm angry because they did exactly what I told them not to do. And now we're all suffering. Make it a beneficial reason why you're angry. Maybe now you realize that that person just is not trustworthy. Thank you for showing me this. Okay, it can always be positive. It's up to you. The next step, you should show gratitude for the emotion, for the situation coming into your life. Whenever you show gratitude, you dissolve any negativity that you may have put out or you may have felt. Finally, integration. Integrate this way of thinking and redirecting into all aspects of your life, because you know that you are creating your reality through the purpose you give every happening in your life. So create the reason for all things happening in your world as positive, as beneficial, as purposeful. You deserve to have this type of positive mindset. So you can manifest and create a more positive, fulfilling life. By doing this, you heal not only your current self, but also your past selves and your future selves, just by having the commitment and dedication of redirecting the purpose of your feelings, of having an emotion. Sends a signal to the universe, to your God, to your creator, of health, success, of fulfillment, of prosperity and strength. Therefore, you will begin to create these aspects in all areas of your life, in all forms. You'll begin to manifest a version of yourself, a different reality for yourself that is successful, that is prosperous, that is healthy and happy. The events that happen in your life are an absolute energetic match to the signals or emotions that you're putting out or you're broadcasting into the universe or into your matrix. Just as we have the law of gravity that everyone believes, right? We also have the laws of attraction or magnetism, and they're just as real, they're just as absolute. I'll give you kind of like a picture. Our reality can be seen as a grid, and what you feel sends signals out to that grid, that matrix. And once it's interpreted in the matrix, it starts to become who you are. You start to live that experience, that emotion. It mirrors back to you. The universe, the grid, the matrix mirrors back to you what you give it. So in doing this integrative emotional process, you are maybe having a negative emotion or a negative experience, but since you're giving the purpose to the emotion or to the experience, something beneficial, something happy, or something that is purposeful, you no longer let that sadness or that depression or that anger become integrated into your grid. You let the purpose become integrated. Okay? So just as the example I gave, somebody did something that you just didn't want them to do, so now you're upset inside. If you were to just let it continue to be that way, and then you continue in your mind, oh, I don't like this person, da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, you are going to receive that type of emotion, that type of vibration back to you. But since we said, okay, thank you for allowing me to see that this person may not be that trustworthy, and I'm able to see now that whenever I do go through this experience, to not necessarily blame the person, but just to accept them for who they are. Okay? Now that I see it this way, your matrix, your universe will give to you something that's more purposeful and high vibrational, because you didn't allow the emotion to control you. You redirected the emotion and the purpose. This is, please listen, because you deserve to have this type of information and mindset. This is how you become the creator of your reality. Instead of letting the world create you, you create your world. When we, as physical beings, have fear-based emotions such as fear, lack of self-worth, anger, guilt, jealousy, defensiveness, spite, and so on, without any recognition or integration, our universe will begin to mirror back to us what we put out. Not to say that if you're feeling angry or you're feeling sad, that now the universe is going to continue to make you feel those feelings. It's going to be a vibrational mirroring back to you. Okay, you may meet somebody that is jealous or that is more angry. You may get into a relationship that causes a lot of chaoticness or challenges in your life because of the thoughts you think, because of the purpose you give your life happenings. There are many books that touch on the topic of law of attraction, law of magnetism, okay? But it begins to make people afraid of themselves, afraid of feeling negative emotions. And negativity and positivity are greatly needed, are absolutely beneficial. It's all dependent upon your perception, how you view it. So when people start feeling negative emotions or going through undesirable negative things, they may feel like, I'm spiritually not where I want to be. I'm a failure right now. I should not be feeling this way. That is incorrect. That is destructive. It's also destructive when you feel like somebody else is maybe not spiritually up to par with where they should be, or they are not doing a good job in this life because the way they feel or the experiences they're going through. They may be going through a toxic relationship. They may be going through a big bankruptcy or something, and you're like, oh, I guess they're not, they're not the most positive, or they're not spiritually inclined, or they're whatever the case. That's also destructive. Growth comes in all different shapes, forms, and perspectives and ways. Okay? The person that's going through the most, or may be looking the most angry or upset or most demonic, may actually be way more spiritually advanced or energetically advanced than you. Okay? So don't judge. Just be. So remember, please, it is not about what emotions you're having. It's how you're acting upon the emotions you're having that dictates what you create in your reality. It is how you respond to and interact with the situation that comes up in your life that affects what you will create in your future. So know that it is absolutely okay, it is absolutely beneficial and beautiful to have negative emotions, sadness, anger, guilt, jealousy, greed, all of those. It is absolutely okay. Don't beat yourself up. That's just gonna throw you in the gutter. When we know what we don't like, we know more of what we do like. Okay, it's great that we go through experiences that show us what we don't like, because then we start to get new ideas of what could be better for us. Okay, that's how we grow. All form of information is beneficial in the hands of an open-minded, creative individual. So, continue to be open-minded. Open your mind to new possibilities. Try to let go of the intellectual, logical mind, okay? Don't give it so much attention, because a lot of the things that we believe from intellect and logic is created from humans, okay? Human experiences, human experiments and research, and that's great. Humans are a great resource. But the higher powers that be, that's where you want to put your trust and faith. And it goes beyond the intellectual, logical mind, okay? That's where you start to have larger than life experiences and feelings. You deserve to live in a world that brings you a bunch of fulfillment, of motivation, of inspiration, of purpose, of happiness. You are a beautiful, creative, powerful, resilient, strong, intelligent being. Don't forget who you are, okay? And you are beyond this physical costume, okay? Remember who you are so that you create a life that you desire. Much love to you, my friends, and I will see you in the next video.